But how you gonna tell us you can delete it just for the tell them, hey,
No, they can't. Exactly.
that's like,
no, for real.
I don't know what they talking
That's
about.
like you being a parent, you talking to your kids, like, oh yeah, we finna hang out. Then you like, nah, we finna go home.
Yeah. It's like, to me, like, it really spyware. So I initially wanted to do this episode titled something else, but then I thought about something cool that's more important. I feel like the people have been liking when we had like these sub intros where it's like an important part of something they should take note of, and then we get into it. And it was about salaries and how whatever you negotiate for this current role helps you for the next role.
Immediately. Especially if you're staying at the same company.
Well, for me, it was...
Or even if you job hopping.
Well, it's on the job hop, so I'll get, like, for example, for me, when I left, I think Goldman Sachs probably was the time when I was like, as far as money-wise, I felt like I made it. And not really made it, because once I got to that level, then I was like, oh, I'm still some other levels to achieve. But I knew, like, HR at my current company wasn't finna match what I was getting already. I think I probably was like getting like a 50K increase in comp, leaving from Optum to go to GS at the time.
How did that make your spirit feel?
Let's even just bag up about
a moment of vulnerability.
Yeah, we can even bag up so we can talk about the whole process. It's like, well, I tell y'all to get on y'all LinkedIn. The recruiter reached out to me on LinkedIn. I didn't apply to that job.
Clock it. Tell people that it's possible. Happened to me, happened to you.
Exactly. They know, but they failed to not listen to it. But yeah, they reached out to me, and we got to talking. The process was super long. Like, they reached out to me in like June of 2021, or either it was early July. And so I landed the job before Zelly was born. Zelly was born in September. So technically I had already landed the job. I had to start later because of her birth. And they pretty much was trying to get me on before she was born, because if I could have started before the 29th, I would have been eligible for that 6 months of maternity leave.
You would have ate down with that one. Yeah.
Right. So I didn't have, like, at Optum, I think you only got like 6 weeks, and it's all right. Going through the process is pretty cool. The role was an incident management role, and for people who don't know what that is, in this particular role, we handle all incidents like related to the firm. So it could be security related, it could be IT related, it could be something. But if it's big enough, we handle it. You have a small team dedicated just to that. So, like I tell everybody about GS, they lean and they gonna work you. But
you're gonna get that exposure and that experience.
Yeah, but the funny thing is, I probably could have negotiated more. That's like everything.
Don't you always hate that when you
every
look
time
back?
you get a job, you like, because the recruiter said, you sure this still works? And it was just, this don't happen anymore. But at the time, I didn't know, they didn't post the range, because I don't even think that thing was even out yet where the bill would have to post the range. And I was like, yeah, it was what's called the range. So I know it's like, man, what was the numbers? So at that time, I think at Optum, I was getting like 105 or something like that. Mm-hmm. And I think GS was coming with a base, I think, of 130 or 135. And that was just the base. And then the bonus was like 30K. So
you was up. You was up. Yeah.
I was up, and I said, this is a prestigious name in finance. At the time, it was remote. And I'm sure the people that's been following me from 4 years ago know I did my whole spiel on GS and going downtown. But I will say, now that 380 is fixed, going downtown would be a problem. But back then, it was hectic. Like, you see how I actually went to 7-Eleven when you was telling me you was on the way. When I told you I was almost there, I lived like kind of way after you. It don't take me no time to get here now. But it's just a sidebar. And going through that, I went through the interviews. And what helped me was that I was probably like more technical than everybody interviewed. And that's actually what happened when I got there. They realized like, he's not in a bad way, like they're thinking you want to be smart, but it's like, he's, more technical than we thought he would be. Like, we probably need to put him in a role, because an incident manager is not a technical role. It helps to be technical, but it's not technical. You're just managing incidents. But I would say, this is the best phrase for it. An incident manager is like a project manager of incidents. So there could be a lot of incidents going on, and you got to prioritize which incident.
Yeah. What's taking priority?
Yeah, so you'll have something that's like, P3, P4, whatever, and then you figure out which one's more critical. The more critical the incident, the more frequent you have to notify stakeholders, maybe it's like once, twice, or 3 times a day or whatever. And then if it's very low level, you might just send an update at the end of every day. But going from there, now once you get a baseline saying, all right, cool, in the market, I know my worth. I know that, hey, I'm not leaving for nothing less than 150,000, whatever. And these are just numbers to throw around. Now, when you start interviewing in other roles, like, oh, well, here they paying the next level, 175. Let me see what I can get. Now, you also got to bear in mind what industry you work in and what company.
10 out of 10, because everybody ain't laying like that.
Yeah, because some companies give you golden handcuffs, and that's why you see so many people stay at a job. It's like, you can't beat it. Like, I know my company, it's gravy for some of them. Like, for real, you can't beat it. Like, they don't really do layoffs. They got people that's been there, 20, 30 years. They either can retire or they get a lot of benefits. Like, to go back to working in finance, that first bonus was also guaranteed. So my bonus was a contingent on how well the firm did that year. Because I came. So here's a negotiation tip, and I said this before. If you are interviewing with companies at the end of like Q4 about to come on, you need to ask them, do they do like sign-on bonuses? And if they don't do sign-on bonuses, do they do, what's it called? I think it's a comp adjustment. It's something like that. And what it'll do is, let's say, for instance, your current job, you're slated to get a bonus of like $40,000 in January or February. You can talk to HR, and if that company does that, maybe they don't do sign-ons, but do comp adjustments, you can show them proof of what you're supposed to get, and then all they got to do is get it approved, and they'll pay you that. So that's something that people don't talk about, because I know when I was...
people don't know.
I didn't either. I just was like, yo. So
how'd you figure out?
I was like, y'all do sign-ons, whatever. Well, HR, she was a sister.
So she put you on.
She was like, we can do, a sign-on or blah, 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 and then we can do a comp buyout or a comp. Yeah, it was a comp buyout, comp adjustment of whatever your bonus is supposed to be. So I was smart. I had the documentation. My bonus at the other company, this is me post leaving GS, was supposed to be like $20K. However, for that company, I only got $10K that year, but it was supposed to be 20. So I showed the documentation where it said, where my offer letter was like, it was going to be 20. So I got that to come on. So it's all about finesse.
I will say this. Let's stay here for just a moment. So let's talk a little bit about how it feels to get a big bonus, after not getting.
I could turn on music right now. I could tell you how I feel. Hold on. Dang it. See, it's not even cool to even listen to Puff songs because, he had All About the Benjamins.
Yeah. Let me think. Let's talk about it. I will say first big bonus, I called my godmom and I was like, what you supposed to do with all this money? Like, where does it go? It help me help myself. Because I know it don't just go in your checking account. So let's talk about some things that we can do with it. Or even just kind of being the first gen and not having anybody to call to ask, what do I do with this money? Or how can I help this money grow?
So, glad you said it. So it's real talk. When you actually...
No, this is serious. This is real life.
Because I thought about it. I was like, if you ask certain companies where you have a good bonus and you got student loans, you can pay off your loans faster just by paying them up either for the year or, you can just pay, okay, cool. You owe $30,000. Your bonus is $15,000. Maybe put half of that to the loan. So now you paid it off in 3 years and you done with it.
I think it's important for you to handle business. Like when you get that, okay, for example, let's say.
Pay off debts.
Literally, I was going right there. Let's say you've been out of work and now you done got this job. Let's say you finna get a $25,000 bonus and you got $10,000 in credit card debt. Pay that off immediately. Pay it off, get it off your back, save. Maybe this is not financial advice. These are some ideas of things you can do. I know a lot of people are using, money market accounts. Some people are making, small increments, payments to like an investment or something, Bitcoin, whoever it may be. But there are things that you can do with your money. And I do think it's important that you establish a relationship with someone who may be a little bit more financially savvy and well off than you, so you can start to think in a way that maybe you're not familiar with, or maybe you didn't grow up thinking this way, because who you know didn't touch that much money from a bonus.
Yeah, no.
That's a lot of people's salaries.
Facts.
And
That's what I'm saying.
and I'm saying that like so seriously, especially as a first gen. Like,
and depending on the company, you may keep like. So my bonus
and taxes.
For my first bonus for GS was $30K. I think I got $22K of that. I think, and I was surprised I got that much of it
From taxes.
Yeah, they took out $8 or $10,000. But I was surprised I got that much. So, it definitely makes you feel like a new person.
Oh, because, for sure. And it teaches you that I can achieve this and more.
And the crazy part about it, there are people. And this is on the tech side. It's not even investment banking side. There are people on the tech side that get triple that.
Yeah, facts.
Just on their bonus at that company. And so people are listening to this now, like, it has its pros and cons. But if you want to go work hard and that's the only thing you want to do it. Because, like, the only con about working at certain finance companies is they want to know a lot about your outside moves.
I was just going to say the same thing. Like Deloitte, they don't play that. They need to know, what you got going on.
Shoot, put your other stuff in the trust and keep it moving. But yeah, I mean, I would say that's why it's important. Also, if you can find a mentor inside of the company, maybe maybe somebody you directly either report to or something like that.
I like that idea because they are familiar with the payment schedule, and you can maybe ask them, some things that have worked out well for them. I know that one of my CVPs had retired, and she, was like, I've done pretty well because I only took out stock in the company, and that's all the stock that she's not took out, but you know what I mean, invested in. But yeah, I think it's important that as you start to make some money, you get some people in your circle who can support you in having healthy habits with that money. And also from a tax perspective, put some up for those taxes because you will owe at some point in time.
Will they? So if you don't want to owe, what you should do is probably, if this is somebody that's making really good money, that's childless, and probably like single, probably max out your 401k.
But people don't do that.
And also, if you are young without a family, I would highly suggest getting a HSA.
Oh, for sure. Please, max that out. If you can afford to max out your 401k and your HSA, you're setting yourself up for a good position. And at least match to where your company will match. Like, at least get the free money from them, from the match that they'll do. And
this is the last thing I'm going to say. Do not let the black tax get you.
Tell me more.
You're not familiar with the black tax?
No.
You know how most families got the one black person that make it and everybody else is kind of just either average or above average? So it's like the terms, all the rich auntie and all that kind of stuff, them people are typically the people that get the black tax. Oh, your auntie will pay for it, or this or that. When you get your money, that's your money. Don't feel bad for telling nobody no.
Nah, facts.
Your parents were supposed to do the things they did for you. Don't let them gaslight you and say, the stuff I sacrificed, you were supposed to. If you wasn't ready to sacrifice, or then you shouldn't have had no kids. And
it's so tough too, because when you are, quote unquote, that person in the family, people do look to you to help support and, alleviate some burdens and stuff. But a lot of the times when you try to come up, you ain't really coming up because you giving away a large chunk or portion of that. So you definitely have to set some financial boundaries and stand firm in them so that you can continue to grow your money again.
Yeah, and
there's no point of you working that hard and you can't even.
I'm talking from personal experience. And also the part two is then you start getting, I'm like, I put in much more work than y'all did.
I think the thing that upsets me is that you work as hard as you do, right? And somebody else is not working as hard as they could, but you want to come bite off this plate because you just don't want to work that hard.
Yeah.
The opportunity is there. The space is there for you to do so. So I think that you definitely have to set boundaries and don't be afraid to say no. Don't be afraid to be the bad guy because nobody who is doing well is a yes man.
Yeah. But
we ate that up.
Hope y'all enjoyed that. What they call it, a diatribe, soliloquy, all that fun stuff. But welcome back to episode 197 of Textual Talk. I'm your host, HD, and we got CyberShortieee in the building with us.
Hey, y'all.
Had to do a little applause. But appreciate y'all if y'all still watching right now. Y'all know what to do. Thumbs up, like, hit the bell icon. If you're listening in your car right now, follow the podcast, leave us a review, or leave us a comment if you're watching in Spotify. I get around to the comments when I can, but I appreciate y'all that y'all actually do leave comments in Spotify, so I appreciate that. Today we definitely got some good articles on here
today.
I had actually removed that student loan one, so I don't know if you were going to talk about it.
Nope, I thought you wanted me to put it up there.
I did, but I was like, we beating a dead horse. But I do know that winter is coming because
okay, Game of Thrones.
I've never watched it. I just know winter is coming, but I do know everybody got to pony up to pay in like February. I hate though. See, I feel like it's not fair because if I want to go the long route, I never agreed to do loans through AidVantage. My stuff was directly with the Department of Education,
and
they sold it to.
I was just
sold it to Mahalia, who sold it to AidVantage. So I'm just like, I would love to get a lawyer on and say, what are my options? Because like, hey, I ain't tell them people I want to pay them. I was supposed to be paying these people from this other place. Like,
I honestly, in my heart of hearts, was like, I'm just not gonna pay those student loans. That's not the truth. You're going to pay those student loans. Or I just don't want to be in a position or a predicament for it to come back and bite when you can just handle your business.
There's ways about it. I think it's one of the less important debts to pay. Now, your car and your personal consumer debt, cool. Your student loans, I'm like, fam, figure out a way. If you got to go in forbearance until you can start making lump sum payments.
Because they want a lot of your money.
Yes.
They want, like, it's unbelievable
my loan
how
payment
much money
is
they want.
More. What they want me to pay is more than what I pay for my car.
Same. My car and my
insurance
and my insurance together. So it's way more than that.
That's all. I'm not paying y'all.
Yeah.
That's what I said. Come get it. I'll mail it back to y'all. Y'all can do what y'all want with it. But like, it's really, I ain't gonna lie, it's really from UD.
Yeah, that's where my debt is from too. Because undergrad was pretty much free.
And
yeah,
that's.
But I ain't mad though. I ain't mad.
I just like,
and I didn't go crazy with it either.
I didn't. I'm just mad my plan didn't work for us. Like I said, my companies were supposed to pay for that. So it is what it is. But I think the first one we'll talk about is Disney's $1 billion AI deal with OpenAI. So y'all, I'm trying to be like CyberShortieee today. I got my notes compiled, and I'm gonna try to be like her. It's actually funny. I was laughing at the whole time when this came up with it. Gemini says, the Mouse House is officially betting big on AI. Disney just announced a 3-year licensing deal and a massive $1 billion equity investment in OpenAI. This partnership unlocks over 200 iconic characters from Marvel, Star Wars, and Pixar to be used by fans in OpenAI's text-to-video generator, Sora. This is a game changer because Disney is moving from fighting AI copyright infringement to embracing a controlled, profitable future with it. The good news for Hollywood workers, the deal explicitly excludes actor likenesses and voices, offering a template for how studios can license their IP without replacing talent. And that's a good one. One, remember we talked about this a couple of episodes ago, where they were suing them, and now they work something out. So they're going to get their money on the back end. And then 2, I think it's good for the actors because everybody's been thinking like, okay, no more actors. All the animators gone. And I
keep seeing that too.
And I'm like, fam, AI does not make me want to watch the movie. I watch it for who's in it.
That part.
And not just even when it comes to something animated, I'm watching for the people who are voice acting these people. There's certain stuff that AI just can't do, and you can tell it's not at that level yet where it can literally act like us.
Not facts.
So Disney's $1 billion investment isn't just a license. It's a massive financial endorsement of AI's future by a Hollywood giant. Over 200 characters are now officially available for fan-made content on Sora, a huge shift that monetizes Disney's massive intellectual property catalog. The deal confirms a hard line, no AI-generated actor likenesses or voices, which we already covered. And also, Disney will be doing a curated fan Sora videos that will be featured on Disney+, turning user creativity into official streaming content. So that's pretty interesting.
I would be interested to see what people will do with the ability to do it.
Yeah. And there was something I was thinking about when I was looking at this. Over 200 characters, intellectual property catalog, no AI generated actor. Man, I cannot think of it. Was something I wanted to say about this, and it'll come back to me. But that's interesting. Oh, you know what we didn't put up?
What?
If you want to get to it real quick, because I think it's pretty interesting. The whole back and forth tug of war with Netflix, Paramount.
Do you know what I'm looking up right now? I'm looking up the Netflix house stuff right now because I saw a video this morning. Are you talking about that or no?
No. Not Netflix house. I know that's in the Galleria, which I do want to go.
No, have you heard about the controversy there with basically granting them like rights to your likeness if you go or if you interact? Like they can use you, your face, your image, anything you're doing in there, your voice, like forever.
I didn't hear nothing about that. Oh, now when you said that, it made me think. Remember, a lot of people talking about like AI is the cheapest that's ever been. Mm-hmm. Pretty soon, a lot of people are going to be priced out of using it because they're probably going to upcharge people for using Sora.
Oh, for sure.
So
not too much, chat. Not too much.
That's what I thought about. But no. And I'll probably find it once you start doing your stuff. But Netflix essentially put in like $82 billion deal to buy.
Oh yes.
To buy Warner Brothers.
And somebody else.
Paramount.
Yeah. I ain't know Paramount was in their bag like that. Yeah. I was shocked.
So I might try to find it because that's like pretty.
That's a big deal. Really quick on what I was talking about with the Netflix house, so people know. So the policy actually says that you grant Netflix right to your likeness when you visit or interact with the Netflix house. So if you go to that physical location or that experience, and you are interacting with the content, the whatever it is there. You're granting Netflix and its affiliates and anyone they authorize a broad set of rights to use your likeness. So any photography, recording, using your actual or your simulated name, your photo, your voice, your actions. And they can use this in connection with any promotion or marketing or development. It is irrevocable. The language says rights are granted, and so you can't undo it later. And it is non-exclusive, just meaning that you are not giving up all of your other rights to your image. You're just granting Netflix permissions to use it. So yeah, just be mindful of those things when you are going to experiences and you need to sign those disclosures. I know a lot of the times people just don't read them, or their privacy policies or whatever it may be. You just go ahead and click accept. So maybe take a look so that you know what you're getting yourself into.
Yeah, as long as they like let you know that that's what they're doing, it's cool.
But if you don't know because you didn't read, right?
And that's what I'm trying to figure out with aid vanishing these loans. Where is it? Is this not what this gave me the wrong thing. But anyway, I'm briefly going to just talk about, but it's like the battle over Warner Bros. Is turning Hollywood upside down. Got Netflix, Paramount, Warner Bros. I've seen a lot of stuff. I think like Paramount was offering like $30 a share or something. I don't know. It was a lot. Let's see. Disaster, catastrophe, and nightmare. That's how Hollywood's creative workers describe the fall of the once mighty Warner Bros. As Netflix and Paramount battle to buy the historic studios, and Tinseltown braces for more upheaval and job losses. Yeah, and that's what happens with mergers and acquisitions. Take the talent, because I don't know. I don't know who I would rather have it. I think I probably would go with Paramount versus Netflix.
I would rather Paramount have it too. I ain't gonna lie.
But I think Netflix would
do some
good work with superhero stuff. Let's see. If Netflix get the deal they want, they will buy Warner Bros., Crown Jewels, the 102-year-old studio, HBO, and its vast archive of films and TV shows, leaving Warner's legacy TV shows like CNN, TNT Sports, and Discovery for another buyer. Meanwhile, Paramount Skydance $108 billion, hostile takeover bid for Warner Bros. Includes backing from Saudi Arabia, Abu Dhabi, Qatar, and funds started by Jared Kushner, U.S. President Trump's son-in-law. Okay, you know what? Netflix, I want y'all to get it. I feel like when you start getting everybody from overseas and involved and yeah, you know what, Netflix, let me hit the challenge. Netflix, I want y'all to have it because, we don't want all that going on. Netflix, we want y'all to buy it. I'm not gonna read the rest of it because it's too long, but I'd rather go for Netflix now. I didn't know that they were like trying to get backing from overseas so they can buy. I just don't like that. Let them keep worrying about everything except boxing.
HBO is so full and packed with stuff. Don't mess it up. Thank you.
I don't know. Now listen, Netflix, if y'all could bring HBO boxing back, y'all got a winner. Now, if y'all can bring boxing back on HBO, I'm rocking with that. Or Paramount, if that's what y'all want to do. Whoever bring boxing back on HBO, that's who got my vote. For real.
All right. I just want y'all to not make it more difficult. I feel like Netflix is a bit more aggressive in their security practices as of lately.
Yeah, they're a tech company.
Are you a part of this household?
Yeah, they say they finna get...
No, you're not.
They've been told
How you gonna kick me off my own stuff?
It's whoever signed it up, though, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember
How
that, too.
How long have you been using Netflix for? I started using it in 2012 when I went to college. And that was back when you could actually get the DVDs. Yeah, you don't know nothing about that. Yeah. You ain't no real Netflix OG. Because everything wasn't on Netflix.
Before it was even streaming, it literally was just, hey, you get the movie and send it back to us whenever you want to.
Exactly. Yep.
Man, I don't...
Bring it back.
Do
you miss Blockbuster?
Yes.
Me too.
Oh, I was a Hollywood video guy.
It was just such any Video Hits Plus, any of them. Blockbuster. I miss just the experience of going to pick up something that you don't even know what this is about.
It's just like going to the movies.
Yeah.
I'm still a movie guy.
Me too.
Funny enough, one of my favorite podcasts to listen to is R&B Money Podcast. And Jay Valentine was talking about how Tank is a movie theater guy. He's like, yes, I am a movie theater guy. I go by myself. I get my popcorn, my Raisinets, and then Jay Valentine's like, don't forget you get the glizzies at the movie theater. He said, I did. I don't know, the fools are stupid, but nah, I like the experience. I feel like as much as I like technology and I'm able, as easy it is for us, we could just woke up right out of bed and we could have just did it from home. I very much still like interacting with people.
Yeah.
It's why that I'm against so many self-checkouts. I like interacting with the cashiers.
Immediately now.
Sometimes the cashier can help make your day. Sometimes you help make the cashier day. We rely on, people don't want to talk to people for so much, and that's why we got a lot of weirdos going on.
Yeah.
It was a video.
We're not talking as much as we used to talk.
Facts.
Yeah, because a lot of stuff is online, and it is a lot easier for you to self-checkout. What is it called where you drive, and you know what I'm talking about?
Yeah. Self-pickup. Yeah, it was, this is unrelated to it, but it's like the vast differences of Gen Z. That was like Gen Z be trying to clown millennials in the club because they was dancing to what the I forgot what song it was, but the millennials was getting down, and you got Gen Z over there just recording them and laughing at them.
We gonna always get down,
but I don't know. I just think about how what was it? I was watching a TikTok or something, and this lady was just talking about how the man was scared to talk to her, pretty much. But it goes hand in hand. Men, women, more so the men don't really approach women anymore because online all they say is they bother me. I just want to go out. I don't want you to talk to me. And then they'll get home and get mad. Hey, I went out and nobody talked to me.
Nobody was trying to talk to me. It's because they're right. Nobody was trying to talk to them. Yeah,
you told them don't talk to you.
Yeah.
But I'd also say a lot of them don't even know how to talk to people anymore anyway. They go straight to, do you want to come with me after the club? They don't even know how to conversation. Hey, how you doing?
Yeah.
This is crazy.
I miss, because I feel like now we get to know too much about the movie or the show before it comes out. There were trailers, but we couldn't go to Blockbuster and watch no trailer.
Yeah, you
were reading the back of the box. If there was, a good synopsis, because everybody wasn't given a long one, but it was really the cover that set the tone for you to be like, okay, this looks like something I would be interested in. I miss that piece of it. I miss kind of leaving it up, for interpretation on if this is going to be a good watch for you.
Also, let's go talk about the fact that because it took so long to process and make the movies, that's why a lot of stuff from my childhood was much better than this garbage that's out now. Like, think about on a smaller level, guys, I use AI to help the flow of this podcast once I'm done recording. And what used to take me an hour, 2 hours to manually multicam stuff up is done in 5 minutes. Now, add that to the movie industry and all the garbage that's came out because you can make it so quick, a quick buck.
Yep.
Or music. It's all the same. That's why I think we also, the generation, like, we are very nostalgic. Because stuff is made better. We lived in a time where, and I know this probably sounds like the old time back in my day part of the podcast, but before like 2000, what was it, like 02 or 03 when like digital cable and stuff came out, and now of course satellite was already out, but before then, it wasn't no guide. You went to, well, for me, I think it was like channel 9 or 10, and you put the TV guide on, and you scroll down till you see the channel.
TV guide. It was the TV guide channel.
Yeah.
To tell you what was going, and you literally used to have to wait till it got to the bottom to see the whole, because it moved, slowly, so you could see your apps. And low key, they used to have sometimes shows playing on that TV guide channel too. But there was no, what am I thinking of? The Spectrum guide. You hit.
That's what I'm talking about.
Yeah,
I was like, you could do that on satellite, but for the
satellite, but it was iffy.
The signal was always
exactly.
That's what we need to do a second one day. It's like, tell me you're a millennial without telling me, because it's a lot of stuff like phone books.
Phone books for sure. Do you remember calling a number to get the time? Do you remember that?
Do you remember doing 411?
What was that?
That's how you can like get information on something. The 411, like do a 411 call.
But that gives me Zoom era. Like something about that reminds me of Zoom.
Star 67. You got what else you got?
House phones.
What's the other one? It's Flash 33 when you click somebody in on the house phone.
Oh my gosh, yes.
You got that. I don't even think Gen Z prank call people. Do they prank call?
Nah. Some cell phones, that's not fun.
Man, you got to get the landline, everybody on late at night, calling people numbers and
making people mamas crash out. Yeah.
Saying all type of like, we was calling people house like 12 in the morning saying stupid stuff. Like
kids are so ignorant.
It's funny. Shout out to Willie Jones. I don't know if you know who that is.
No.
He sing country music, but he from Shreveport. And we used to call he I know for a fact he remembers this, but we used to call that they house early in the morning and say, I forgot what we used to say. And then his favorite line, I ain't gonna put it on, I'll put it on the Patreon, I'll tell you what we used to say. But nah, that was pretty funny to me, man. People say all type of stuff.
Foolishness.
Nick knocking.
Yeah. Did a lot of that too.
And do kids still wear
outside?
Shorts under their pants and play football outside?
Not like they used to. Like full blown, yeah. Nah, I don't think they laying like that.
I know for a fact.
It's crazy how much of a norm that was.
Yeah, because you never knew.
You never knew if you was going to have to get in the field. Get on
the
court.
Y'all want to play football? Basketball? Okay.
That's crazy.
And then I don't even know if kids got a difference between, hey, these your school shoes and these your play shoes.
Nah, not for real. Younger kids, maybe. Like younger. Like
I don't even think they do.
Like 5, 6, 7, 8.
For us, hey, I just got you them shoes. Everybody who didn't have it the best, you knew you was probably getting shoes like beginning of school and maybe income tax time.
And Christmas.
Christmas is that's what I said. It really depends. Like we wore uniforms by the time, so it really didn't matter. As long as you had some neutral shoes, you were straight. But anybody else had them old shoes. Them old shoes was your gym shoes. And then for us, I either ride the bus home or go to my people's land where it's like mostly dirt. So you definitely had to have like play shoes there.
Did you used to draw on your shoes, your Air Forces?
Nah, I ain't never do that.
Never. Nobody was doing that?
They was doing it, but I wouldn't. Look,
Well, okay, just like you said, on an older pair, not on nothing that's crispy, but like an older pair.
On the old pair.
Man.
That 86, 85, I used to spend. That low top Air Force Ones, 86,
85 for sure.
And then the mid tops was about 90 or 100, 108 or something like that.
Yeah.
You don't know nothing about
What a time to be alive.
But I'll let you get to your article.
Okay, so we are going to chat a little bit about the Pierce County Library data breach and its impact. So when we think about data breaches, we think about banks or hospitals, maybe big tech, Target, maybe Equifax. Nobody is really thinking about the public library. So today we're going to talk about how the Pierce County Library System exposed the personal data of over 340,000 people. So between April 15th and April 21st of this year, hackers were able to gain access to the library's internal network, not just a website, not a login page glitch, their actual systems. And they didn't look around, they actually stole data, and the library didn't immediately know. So that kind of tells you a lot right there, because when attackers are inside your network for days, that is obviously not accidental. They have some access. So who got hit? Regular people, folks who were checking out books, using computers, essentially minding their business. The data that was exposed were their names and date of births. And I know somebody might be listening like, that's not that bad. But name and date of birth is the starter pack for identity theft. So that is how phishing emails can start to sound to be believable, because they have your name, how scammers can confirm it's really you, how accounts are able to get reset. So those small pieces of data do add up over time. Now, employees and their family members were also hit, and that's kind of where it gets wild. So social security numbers, driver license numbers, passport numbers, financial and credit card info, health insurance and medical information, life-altering data. You can change a password, but you cannot change your social. So some of the people affected didn't even work there. They were just family members of people who worked there. So like some collateral damage. Now, the part that people don't like to hear is that libraries are actually prime targets. They're publicly funded. They are often under-resourced. They're running on older systems, and they have way more data than a lot of people realize. So outside of just the books, they have databases, employee HR systems, payment systems, any integrations with vendors, maybe health benefit records, and bad actors love places that feel safe because nobody's really paying attention. Now, this important piece of detail is that no ransomware group claimed it. So that really makes it seem that it might not have been about, loud extortion, maybe more quiet data theft, maybe harvesting some more information, because nobody really made a ton of noise saying, hey, we benefited from this. So the response is that the library is offering 12 months of free credit monitoring. That's standard. That's typical. We talked about this a million times. It should be more than that, but it is what it is. So credit monitoring will alert you after the damage is done. It doesn't stop any identity theft. It doesn't stop your social security number from being misused. It doesn't protect your passport, and it doesn't undo any long-term damage. It's really more like a Band-Aid to the situation. So the bigger lesson that I really want everyone to understand is that if a public library can lose control of your data, then any organization that you trust should be questioned. Trust does not equal security. Visibility does not equal protection. And being small or community-based does not mean that it is just inherently safe. Every organization is a tech company now. Every organization is a holder of data, and every organization is potentially a target. So if you have been affected by this, make sure you are freezing your credit, changing your passwords, have MFA on, monitor your credit accounts, and make sure that you're not oversharing your data with organizations that don't need it. So, that was a hot one. I thought it was interesting because it was a library, and I think people really do sleep on how beneficial libraries are in just the vast amount of data that they have.
Yeah. And while you said that, first of all, I would have never thought, like I said, to hit a library, right? But it's
an easy hit.
Yeah, because you think about it, some libraries been there for 70 years?
Same tech.
That's a lot of data.
Yeah.
So I said, because I always tell people, they always think, oh, well, we're small. Who would want to come at us? And so I just typed in, hey, like, what are the stats of like small companies getting hit by cyber attacks? And so I'm on strongdm.com, and it says 46% of all cyber breaches impact businesses with fewer than 1,000 employees. 61% of small businesses were the target of a cyber attack. Now, granted, this article was done in 2025. It's using some stats from 2021. So I am interested to see what it would look like for today's metrics. Mm-hmm. But I'm just going through these things. What it says, at 18%, malware is the most common type of cyber attack aimed at small businesses, and 82% of ransomware attacks in 2021 were against companies with fewer than 1,000 employees. Let's see.
And most libraries have less than 1,000 employees. Most.
Let me see. Just double checking. 87% of the small businesses have customer data that could be compromised in an attack. And yeah, but I think it goes back into, okay, I would assume that libraries will follow in the scope of the city. Mm-hmm. And so it goes to the city and see, okay.
It typically will.
Your networks.
Like the state and local government.
How all these libraries talking to each other, and like, do they even do pen tests?
Probably not. They probably don't have the budget.
I think they do. But they underpay, though. Like, for sure, the city of Dallas underpays, like, for their roles, for cyber. Like, the GRC roles, like, they should just be letting people, like, you know, y'all don't even know what y'all doing. Y'all just giving them out. That's what y'all should be doing when it comes to that. I just be mad, bro. I just came to the library to read a book. Now somebody got my data.
That part. I came here to study or to do some research, and now my data is exposed. Yeah. That's why it's important that you have something to monitor your credit proactively, not reactively.
And that's why you can use Aura.
You know, I wouldn't go say it, but you said it.
Well, listen, you can use Aura. Aura can do everything. It can monitor your credit. It can monitor your banking transactions.
It's the big homie.
VPN, password manager. And it's out there to make sure your data's not out there with data brokers, and they can get it removed for you. So if that's what you're interested in, we got a link for Aura in the description.
Google yourself and see what pops up. Probably way too much.
And since we were on attacks, I want to talk about the consent fix attack, where it can hijack Microsoft accounts without a password. And specifically, it's Azure CLI, if I'm not mistaken. And what we'll do at a high level, and then I'll probably go into the actual article to see like more specifics. But forget traditional phishing. A dangerous new attack dubbed Consent Fix is successfully hijacking corporate Microsoft accounts, and it completely bypasses MFA. The trick, it uses social engineering to abuse a legitimate Microsoft service. The Azure CLI OAuth flow. Attackers trick users often through a fake captcha into logging into a genuine Microsoft site, and then instruct the user. Now here's where we always get to. They instruct the user to copy the resulting URL, which contains the valuable authorization code, and paste it back into the attacker's malicious page. That simple copy and paste hands over full account access, bypassing all password and MFA checks. The attack works because it steals the key after the user has passed MFA, proving that authentication alone isn't enough. The core vulnerability is the user being tricked into copying a complex URL from the browser and pasting it. Never do this. And for IT alert, defenders need to look for unusual login activity from the Azure CLI app, specifically, not just general login failures. I'm going to go back to that last bullet point because it's definitely how we look at stuff on the blue side when it comes to authentication and what we would actually deem to be risky and not just a one-off signature, unusual login activity, because I just got a new laptop. So, of course, yesterday I was saying, hey, this MacBook just logged into your Gmail, stuff like that. But, I didn't triangulate, it's from the same area he logs in all the time. So it's really not unusual. However, and I'm like I said, if I'm not pressed for time, I'll try to add these screenshots here. So for the first thing is like, you see right here, it's doing that Cloudflare, trying to make sure you're not a human thing.
Yeah.
Which you see on a lot of sites where it's trying to mitigate bot activity. But I mean, whatever. Now, this is like the key. I don't see how you can fall for this because when you're logging in to log in Microsoft, you don't have to paste anything. You literally sign in, You got your authenticator or whatever. It's going to come up, put the access code in, and you log in. So I don't see how you can fall for this.
Yeah.
It says paste URL to access. Like
that's not something that you typically do.
And I'm saying, if these the people that's working in your Azure cloud, how did y'all hire them and the person who knows not to do this then get hired? Let me see. Actually, let me go see it. Yeah, so they hit the sign in right there, and then it goes to this. So after they already pasted the thing and they, legitimate looking Microsoft stuff, and then, yeah, they good as gone. And so a couple of things you probably would do is, of course, you could say it's unusual. You could probably look for somebody probably logging in externally, something like you don't recognize, especially if it's not on the network. 'Cause typically, whatever your provider that you log into, like your VPN with or whatever, that's kind of going to show up as the IP address. Like if you do a whois, this belongs to Cloudflare. This belongs to AWS. This belongs to Zscaler. This belongs to Akamai, whoever you want to use. If it's something like that, then you can do some OSINT on it and seeing it's malicious. And instantly you should be able to catch the attacker. Even if they successfully compromise somebody, you should be able to detect them pretty fast. Hopefully you do.
Hopefully.
That's the hopeful part. And this is why it's imperative that you get the junk or noise out of your SIM so you can focus on that like that.
Everything doesn't need to, you don't need to be alerted for every single thing.
You'll be surprised though. You'll be surprised how
many people are being alerted for it. And then what's the alert fatigue. Yeah. So now you're not even taking it serious.
Yeah, because
you just
the bad habit people would just say, "Oh, we want to look for failed login, so we're just gonna have this Windows event code, and it's gonna be the thing." But it's like, bro, it's just a failed login. Like, give me some more context. Oh, it's a failed login from a country of interest, an IP that's not on our network. Boom, that's like 3 things. Throw that in there, and then another alert might be fire and say, "Hey, we see potential data exfil." So that's when defense in depth comes into play. Because they log in, that's one thing. But now we do need our DLP on to see so they can't exfiltrate no data out of there. It's going to say, hey, you can't do this. Mm-hmm. And so while they trying to figure out what they can get access to, we should immediately get a DLP notification and look into that. And that is how you set it up. And that's why all your log systems matter. That's why all your platforms matter. But if you don't have all the stuff feeding into the SIM and you don't have a good scope of, let's go a step further. Threat modeling, that what people don't really talk about a lot. Yep. Threat modeling is important in anything that you're designing, any network that you're thinking about. So if you don't have that, therefore you could succumb to getting compromised.
You got to have the right people on your team doing the right things.
Yeah.
Instead of everybody doing the same thing.
And this is what comes with being inquisitive. Like, that's why, when I started working at McAfee, they didn't teach us much. But one thing I did know, let me pay attention to we got 1,000 of these alerts. But let me pay attention to the one alert that's not like the others. That's more interesting to me.
Yeah.
So focus on something that you don't see a lot of and say, So for my SOC, IR people, especially the new people that's interviewing for SOC roles, one of the biggest things is learning your environment. So if you can answer a question like that, saying, I know my environment, so I know what's different. And if you don't know how to explain it to them, it's like, I can't explain it the best, but I'll put it in layman terms of, hey, you know your house, you know who cars normally come up there, who drive by, who not supposed to stop by. If somebody that you don't recognize stop by, you kind of got up with a little bit of,
gonna look through the blinds, see who that is.
Look through the blinds, and you might got your
okay,
pistol with you.
You might need to come to the door with it. Okay.
So that's what I would say if you want to explain it to them in an easier way, and then they were like, okay, you get the picture.
Yeah. Got a little Petco here.
Okay.
So let's talk a bit about Petco. It wasn't just a setting, the Petco and Vetco data breach. So if you have ever bought dog food, taking your pet to the vet, or trusted a big brand with your personal information, Petco, yes, Petco, is not just one data breach, it is actually a pattern. So Petco recently confirmed a data breach that exposed sensitive customer information, names, date of birth, social security numbers, driver license, bank info, credit, and debit card numbers. Their explanation: a setting within one of their software applications allowed files to be accessible online. And so when companies say it was just a setting, your ears need to go up immediately. Now, here's where TechCrunch came in to kind of fill some of the gaps. TechCrunch discovered that Vetco Clinics, which is Petco's veterinary service, had customer records exposed to the open internet. So no login, no authentication, nothing. So anyone could download PDF files by just changing numbers in the website address. Oh, that is so awful. That's so cringy. So what that means is that veterinary records, medical histories, prescriptions, vaccination records, not just for pets, but for owners too. So names, addresses, phone numbers, emails, owner signatures, clinic locations, cost of services, even the pet microchip numbers. And yes, Google indexed at least one of those records. So this kind of vulnerability has a name. What is it called? Insecure Direct Object Reference. That means that the system didn't check whether you were allowed to see the file. It just handed the file over to you. And the customer IDs were sequential. So if you knew one number, you could guess the next, this is not advanced hacking. This is basic web security failing. What makes it worse is this is Petco's third data incident in 2025. Earlier this year, hackers allegedly stole customer data from a Petco Salesforce database. In September, Petco disclosed another breach, again blaming a setting that exposed social security numbers and financial data, and now Vetco. So at some point, this stops being bad luck and it starts being bad security culture, maybe within the organization. Now, Petco hasn't said how many people were affected. They won't confirm whether they even have logs to tell if data was downloaded. If you don't have logs, then you don't know what was taken. There's point blank period there. So if you've ever used Petco or Vetco, what you need to do is watch for any official notifications that will be coming out months from now, because that's how the process works. Monitor your bank and credit card accounts, freeze your credit if your social was involved. And then, of course, just be skeptical of texts and emails that are claiming to be from Petco. Don't click on anything out of fear. Data breaches like these are typically going to bring those scammers out in surplus. This wasn't really sophisticated. It was absolutely preventable. And if a pet store can collect this much data about you, then, of course, they need to be able to protect it. When companies get careless, your identity is always the one that paid the price. So that's really the breakdown. Hopefully that helps you understand what's kind of going on beyond the headlines. Everybody has a pet that I know for the most part. So, you know.
I was trying to look for, what is it, like the top attacks that companies fall victim to? And what's the call that used to still be up there? I want to say, was it SQL injection?
That's in the OWASP top 10. Come on.
But that's what I'm saying. Like it always works. Look at that. These people was able to get access from stuff that's literally things that you test before you go live.
Thank you. Before you go live, for sure. And I think it sucks too because nobody, even your pet, a lot of people look at their pets like these my kids, this my kid, this my child, this my baby. You don't even want, if you don't want your information exposed, you're still not going to be okay with your pets because you're tied to the pet, right? Your address, your name, your information is still, tied there. So,
and you said that was broken access control, right?
Yeah. Wait, insecure object reference, I think. Yeah, hold on.
I'm trying to see. Let's see. Exposure to sensitive information.
Yeah, insecure direct object reference. IDOR.
Okay. I was trying to see would this be related to that.
So that, what
or maybe that's a security misconfiguration.
What it means is that, let's say I'm in a URL and it ends in 456. If I change it to 457, then I can see somebody else's exactly in 458, 459, and so on.
I got to double check and see these no security plus terms, but I wonder is that the same as parameter tampering? Like, if let's say I made something be for $500, but you go in the URL and take it from 500 to 50, and it lets you do it, and you're able to get it for 50. I wonder if that's the same.
Yeah.
This is stuff that people think they're gonna be doing when they get into security. They be thinking, "Oh yeah, I'm finna be like Mr. Robot, and I'm finna do all this stuff." I'm like,
some of that is the basics that should already be in place. Like they should have. I don't know what they're using to review.
They need to call Lee.
Yeah, call our boy.
Call Lee.
Get him right. He can do a pen test on that page.
But 3 is crazy. But that most of the time that happens. 9 times out of 10.
3 is crazy because they're not. Okay, I'm not gonna approach it from that way. 3 is crazy. Maybe they don't understand how serious it is.
They do
because
understand.
It's a pet. I
don't think that's it. Most companies don't even make sure that the threat is really out of their environment. Yeah. So anytime it's like, I'm gonna make it easy for y'all. It's like you dealing with that person you said you weren't gonna fool with no more, and they come back around and you find yourself back in the same position again. That's how it is when it comes to these companies. They got in once, and then they went away and say, "Let me see if that worked again," and it worked again. And again.
And if you've been in there long enough, though, you might notice another avenue that you can pivot to remain persistent in that environment because maybe they fixed whatever it was initially.
Typically, anytime you want to assume that you've already been breached.
Yeah.
So a lot of companies not going off the assumption, which is why they keep on getting breached. When you need to assume that you breached, that's why you got to move that way. I thought about 50 Cent Magic Stick.
I got the magic stick.
If I can hack once, I can hack twice.
No facts.
Yeah, we should. You know what, 50? Hey, you got some stuff in my city. Let us remix that for security. We should. That's what we should do. We should figure out how to remix that.
Or maybe we could do the cipher to that.
That's too hard of a beat. Beats like that too hard because you start thinking about the song versus what you want to say.
Versus what you want to say, yeah.
Shout out to Lil' Kim. I think that's that's the era of Lil' Kim I actually remember.
Same.
Because I was like
kid. She was popping.
Like what's your favorite Lil' Kim song?
Crush.
You talking about her and Lil C's?
Yeah.
Mine is, because I went back and listened to Crush on You, but mine is the Jump Off.
Okay. Gone for a minute, now I'm back with the, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Because that was on the radio all down here like crazy.
Because that was right before she turned herself in, right?
I can't
was
remember.
It when she came out?
I can't remember.
It was around that time.
But I was so little, I didn't even understand all the nasty stuff she was rapping.
None of us did.
I only see
what they say in that Wale song. It's none of us understand or whatever. You know what I'm talking about? Yeah.
Oh, you talking about the song? It's provocative.
Matrimony. Yeah, exactly. It's provocative.
That's on
Matrimony.
N Words and Pairs.
Oh. I thought that's not. That's
Boss
not
Heart.
Matrimony. Okay, I made it up.
No, you didn't. You just got to confuse his white people talking. That's Seinfeld on Matrimony talking. But no, adults normally let us on to what something is nasty. So I never knew, like, there's a part where she said something about watch you make a Sprite can disappear on her mouth. And now I heard my uncle say, she's so nasty. And then as a kid, that's when I realized. And then as I got older, I was like, oh. I was like, it's crazy. But since we on the breaches and everything like that, let's talk about LastPass.
All right.
And so we both got LastPass things, and I think some of our stuff will be overlapped. Well, actually, it's the same from what this is saying, because yours is about to find too, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, so I'll just read this, and if it's something I didn't say, then you can add on to it. Okay. But I just like to kick LastPass when it's down.
Oh, my goodness.
Because I used to use LastPass, but they kept on getting hacked. Like, how can I use a password manager and y'all keep getting hacked? Literally. Like, security is supposed to be one of the utmost things I'm getting from using the password manager.
Yeah.
That's why a lot of people, so I used to like a lot of companies, when I would get on, I would like to use, like, for my internal logins and stuff, I would use, like, the I would download KeyPass and use it on my like machine
Mm-hmm.
because it was better versus trying to use something else connected to the internet. So that's what I like doing stuff like that when you're like internally because you know a lot of people just got shared documents that's password protected and that's what their passwords at. But LastPass slapped with fine over a 2022 breach. Password manager LastPass has been fined by the UK's Information Commissioner's Office for insufficient security measures following its August 2022 breach. Oh, that's a long time ago. That's like 3 years ago. That's probably when I stopped using them. It's August 2022 breach that exposed the data of 1.6 million users. The investigation revealed the breach was a two-step nightmare. Hackers first compromised a developer's laptop to steal encrypted corporate credentials. They then targeted a senior employer personal device via a third-party vulnerability to get their master password, AWS key, and a decryption key, while the company's zero-knowledge encryption prevented the attackers from immediately accessing the user's actual saved passwords. The ICO ruled that such a security failure at a trust-based service warrants a significant penalty. While customer passwords stayed encrypted due to LastPass's core security model, the breach exposed everything else: customer names, email addresses, and vault URLs. The attacker exploited a single senior employee's linked personal and business vaults and a vulnerability on their home computer, a critical failure in internal controls. This find underscores the high security standards expected of password managers. Is a zero-knowledge architecture enough if the company's internal security is compromised?
It looks like that employee used the same master password for their personal vault and their business vault.
Most of us do.
Don't.
That's why Dashlane say, hey, you reuse this. Please change it.
Let me see. Is that the end of yours?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So the thing that I wanted to say was that zero knowledge. So zero knowledge means they can't decrypt your vault themselves. It does not mean your vault cannot be cracked offline. So once the attackers steal encrypted vaults, they can obviously take their time. They can use GPUs. They can run brute force attacks. So if your master password is being reused or weak, obviously it's never going to be safe as you thought. But the UK didn't find LastPass just because they got hacked. They fined them because internal security controls were not strong enough. Senior staff devices weren't properly protected. Sensitive data wasn't adequately safeguarded. And customers had a reasonable expectation of stronger protection. So if you know better, you know they basically should have did better. But I thought that was interesting because it was it wasn't about bad technology. It was about human behavior and convenience. We talked about this last time over discipline. Security tools are not protecting you by default. They protect you if you use them correctly. And so if your security model assumes nobody important will mess up, it's being ran on hope and not true security. So I thought that was interesting.
Yeah. I don't know. Like I said, these are things that you should, common sense to tell you, hey, please don't use this. Honestly, if I'm them.
But I feel like even if you are a password reuser, right? Certain stuff you're like, nah, I'm not gonna use this password to me.
Yeah, but also I'm thinking is like, okay, with us having LastPass, we probably should use something different internally or something. Just because we shouldn't have our internal stuff on there that's to the company, especially with these people reusing their stuff. If anything, they should have been paying for their own pen test to see how many of their employees were doing that.
I bet you they will now.
It's too late. These people are going to be out of business soon.
Mm-hmm.
They always been getting hacked. I forgot to see. So that's probably the hack I'm talking about because I have a video. Anybody that's watching right now, I will give you probably like a free console if you go back and find a video where I talked about this LastPass breach years ago. It's on there. But I wanted to have some fun and have a great conversation about one of the recent Twitter debacles. It was not a debacle. I'll say debate.
About what?
120K remote versus 240K in office.
Here we go again.
Now, let's watch this. I'll tell you which one I would take afterwards. Let me open it.
Had someone ask me today if they should take 120K remote, fully remote, or 240K to go into the office. And I was like, huh? And without even checking their profile, I absolutely knew they were a Gen Z. I knew their age started with a 2. Because for you to even ask the question of whether you should take 120,000 extra dollars a year just to go to the office, just to march your little booty to the office, sit there, fuck around for a few hours, make some friends, eat the free donuts and leave. What do you guys think goes on at the office? It's not that scary. It was for a time, but right now it's not that scary. It's not that scary, especially for 120,000 extra dollars a year. It's not that scary. It's nice. It gives you structure. Make you guys less weird if you made some friends and had somewhere to be. So I'm just saying. Had someone ask me today if they should take.
I am sick of the debate.
Hold on. Before you say
Okay.
that, which one you taking?
I'll go second.
No, what you taking? You scared? I'll tell you which one I'm taking.
I'll go second.
There's no way possible I'm staying home to pass up on possibly making a quarter meal just from going to office.
Just to go to office,
That's
to get in your car and go to office. I think people are hindering themselves with that mindset. Yeah.
Like a lot of people.
Come on. 140.
A lot of people who are remote weren't making a quarter meal to go into office. So the whole part is like, hey, I'm only getting paid $50,000 and y'all want me to spend all this money and time to go in the office. Just I could do the job from home. When you making a quarter a meal, you could pretty much afford to stay close to the office, and you can afford to.
You can afford to be inconvenienced if you have to go to the office. What do you mean?
You can either buy a house possibly close to the office or apartment. You can. That's when
public transportation.
Well, a lot of times, so one of the biggest issues, like especially when you come out here, they be wanting to come to office, but a lot of times the pay don't match up with staying close to the office, so you got to stay in the burbs, or the boonies, as they call it, and that is like the main issue. But when you start paying the upwards of the, $175,000, $200,000, $240,000, $300,000, when you need me there.
A lot, but a lot of our tech friends, right? A lot of them who are making a lot of money are going into office, if not fully in office.
Yeah.
So, think you too cool if you do.
So, I'm willing to bet if I was to go through the laundry list of replies to that, some people who are remote are trying to bank on they'd be able to land something else remote. So whereas you went to one job for $240, I got two 100K jobs, and now I'm making $240 remotely.
Doing double the work.
It depends on skill set. I would just say, because I've experienced it. So I would just say it depends. But that's not something you can always bet on. One, because
not in this market.
Only certain companies are letting you be remote now. Two,
and certain roles, certain companies and certain roles within those companies.
Two, companies are starting to, because of all the BS that's happening with the nation states and North Koreans working, they're starting to track you more when you're at home. So they're trying to track your productivity. So if you're not being as productive, it don't matter what you're doing, but they're going to look at what you're actually doing, which it shouldn't matter. We all know you don't work for a full 8 hours. Like if I'm ever the boss, I'm telling you, look, man, as long as you got your work done, I don't care what you do. Go get a massage, go get your hair cut. I don't care. Just be around for your important meetings or whatever you need to do. I'm not finna treat you like a babysitter.
Yeah.
So that's how I feel about that. But other people, like I said, this goes back into what I was talking about with so much digital stuff. These kids don't know how to talk to people. They don't know how to code conversations. They
don't know how to read the room.
Now, they're lucky if they have boomers as parents. Like my siblings are all Gen Z, but they parents, my dad's a boomer and my mom's like Gen X. So they old. They got the old parents. Mm-hmm. My dad was 61 and my mom
he not
is
playing.
Late 50s. Like, and so they have different parents. So that's why I'm always like trying to stay on them and so they can actually like, hey, this is what it's going to be. Like, the boomers are still pretty much in charge at all these companies. This is what they like. This is what you're going to have to do until it change from the old guard to the new guard, to where millennials is the middle ground. We'll be a little bit more understanding and some of the other things based on how we felt when we got into the market. But by all means. Now, I will say, I would, you know what? For a quarter meal, I'll go back into JPMC if my team in Ohio. I'll go back.
I think that there's a lot of opinions and people ain't even making 100,000. So what it coulda, shoulda, I'm not. You would, because you've never seen it before and you don't know.
People,
you can imagine. You don't know, but you can imagine how that can change your life,
man,
right?
Watch this.
So
keep talking.
I ain't really with. It'd be a lot of yapping. It'd be a lot of yapping about things that if you was really put in that position, you would take it. Period. You would take it.
Watch this. This is a.
Because if you can make that right, what you gonna make after that?
That's what I'm gonna show you.
Or you're not gonna make that because you don't want to go in the office. So be it. So be it.
So I went to my favorite thing, the ADP salary calculator. Mm-hmm. Let me double check. Okay, I put everything in. So I put the person get paid semi-monthly. For those of y'all don't know, that means you get paid twice a month. So you get paid on probably like the 1st and 15th, or maybe like the 3rd and the 18th, something like that. So I did $240,000 a month. That means semi-monthly, that would be $10,000 every check, and you would take home $7,190.71 every check. And this is
what is it for 140?
No, it's 120 actually. We'll do it for 120, and I did this based on Texas.
Mm-hmm.
So this is like in Texas alone. For federal tax, you would pay $2,044. For Medicare, $145. Social Security, $620. Now, this is barring that you don't have any like insurance or anything like that. But if I want to, let me see if I could add insurance or something on here. Okay. Now, 120. Let's do 120. So for 120, your take home would be $3,865.54.
Versus 7. Okay.
And you could, now a small person, you can keep your finances low and live like you making 120.
That part.
So sometimes you do got to put the numbers in people's face.
I mean, hey, if they saying they would rather have 120, let them have it.
Because a lot of people that's working remote, they not doing nothing. And here's the key thing, guys. If you can pay $240,
you know how much responsibility you finna have? You think they paying you $240 to do nothing? Please.
Well, no, the thing I was going to say, well, now you're getting the $240, now you probably in the rooms with the right stakeholders. That's how you start building your career outside of what you're doing.
No, they want to stay at home.
So now you can try to scale that $240 to $500,000. But who are we?
Literally. Okay. The smart toilet that lied about encryption. So, we're talking about a smart toilet. Yes, a camera in your toilet. And the gag is that it was said to have end-to-end encryption, and it did not. So, Kohler, 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 the fancy bathroom brand, released a product called Dakota. It's a camera that attaches to your toilet bowl, takes pictures of what's in there, and uses AI to analyze your gut health. Now, already, this is clearly a personal choice. I'm not judging, but let's talk a little bit more about privacy, because this thing costs $5.99 plus a monthly subscription. So naturally, people ask, okay, who can see these images? Kohler has claimed or said the camera only looks inside the bowl and all the data is protected with end-to-end encryption. The phrase is where kind of the problem is coming in. End-to-end encryption means something very specific in cybersecurity. So let's say we are a security researcher. Actually, we have one that's looked into their privacy policy. And so this researcher said, this isn't end-to-end encryption. What Kohler actually meant was data is encrypted while it travels over the internet and encrypted when it's stored. That is TLS encryption. Now, it's the same thing protecting your websites when you're using HTTPS. Now, the key part is that Kohler themselves say the data is encrypted until it reaches their servers, where it is decrypted and processed to provide the service. And if the company can decrypt it, it's not end-to-end encryption, period. Now, end-to-end encryption means only you and the other endpoint can see the data, not the company, not the servers, not anyone in the middle. Think about WhatsApp, Signal, iMessage. When a company uses that phrase, people typically assume, oh, they can't see my data. But in this case, they absolutely can. And this is more of a trust issue. Now, where it gets even more interesting is where Kohler can access the data. So are they using those toilet images to train AI? Kohler said, yes, if the user consents, the data is de-identified. The consent box is optional. Now, to be clear, de-identified does not mean zero risk, especially when it comes to your health data with images from inside your house. It's a big conversation. Kohler basically responded with, well, end-to-end encryption usually applies to messaging apps. We meant encryption between the user and us. And that is the issue exactly. You don't get to redefine security terms because marketing needed a more comforting phrase to use. Words absolutely matter in cybersecurity. Now, the part that really says everything is after TechCrunch published the article, Kohler quietly removed the phrase end-to-end encryption for their website. Clock that. Now it says data encryption at rest and in transit, which is the correct wording. So yeah, the story really isn't about a toilet. It's about companies that are using buzzwords to build trust, consumers assuming encryption equals privacy, and what you actually need to understand about how your data moves. So if your data hits that server and it gets decrypted, you're trusting them, whether they say it plainly or not, and that trust should be earned, not marketed. So next time you see end-to-end encrypted slapped on a product, especially one that's collecting any health or biometric data, ask yourself who actually has the keys, because encrypted does not always mean private. Now, that's too much.
I'm just done from the fact it's a smart toilet taking pictures.
Taking pictures? Why can't we do a test to talk a little bit more about our gut health? Why do we need a picture? I'm not judging anybody who's using this service. I just don't understand.
No, I'm judging.
I'm judging. I'm immediately worried about...
What if your toilet get hacked?
That's what I'm saying. I'm immediately worried about a security concern with the toilet. A lot happens on the toilet.
Just imagine you like Craig Daddy on Friday after he had them burritos, and you go into the smart toilet, and somebody hacked it. Now they put the video out.
That part is what I'm... Or the bathroom. The toilet, the bathroom is a sanctuary.
And where are the cameras and what can it see?
It's saying it can only see the bowl, but whose idea was it?
I don't know, bro.
I don't know, but security should have been top of mind because they're using health data. Point blank, period. Is that a HIPAA violation?
Did they get breached?
No.
So I guess not.
They just
I got to look at the compliance
misused some terms.
I mean, companies say zero trust all the time.
Don't get me started.
Like, that don't mean it's actually, like, trusty. Now, for those of y'all that like ChatGPT, Business Insider had this article. This guy said he's a security privacy engineer for Google, and he was talking about, like, 4 things that you shouldn't say in chat. Pretty much the core message is we often treat AI chatbots like confidants, but they shouldn't be. You must assume AI models are memorizing what you type, and that data could be retained or used for training unless you specifically tell it not to. It's time to retrain ourselves for this new era of hyperintelligence tool. So don't share PII like Social Security, credit cards, or private medical info with the public AI chatbot. Treat it like a postcard anyone can read. Use private enterprise-level AI tools for work documents or sensitive data, and public tools only for general queries. That's a big one. That is a big one.
We going to keep talking about it because people going to continue to do it.
But we go back to DLP. You got the certain sites. Hey.
But companies find it so hard to set up DLP. It's not. They're thinking about too much at once. They're not thinking about doing it in a more phased approach.
Let's see. Make a habit of clearing your AI chat history or using incognito temporary chat modes to prevent long-term data accumulation. Check the privacy box. Always review settings and new AI tools, and ensure the option that allows your conversation to be used for model training is turned off.
And that is in your settings in chat. If you go to your settings, I can't remember what it is because I just looked at mine the other day.
You
but
use
it is
it.
in there.
You just find it.
Yeah. Let me tell you.
I don't really use it much.
I use it.
I'm a yapper. I like to talk to people.
I'm a yapper here. Okay, so when you go to your settings, I think it's private. I just saw it. Nope, not security. Is it data controls? Yes. So if you are in chat and you have the app, click your name and go to data controls, and there's a top one that says improve the model for everyone. So allow your content to be used to train our models, which makes ChatGPT better for you and everyone who uses it. You can turn that off. And then you can also, of course, export your data, delete your chats and stuff like that. Yeah. Don't put your address, pictures of your driver's license, passports. Don't put any of that information in there. You looking at something?
These packages just came in, and
I can go.
No, they're not down there. I just got to sit them.
No, I'm saying next with the article.
Oh, I got it. I'm just gonna send these. Oh. There we go. Lapsus. Lapsus hunters target Zendesk with typo squatting.
We just talked about this.
Right. And people don't know Zendesk is pretty much a ticketing company.
Very popular.
Yeah, a lot of people use it. I mean, especially even when
Easy to use.
malicious actors use Zendesk.
Yeah.
Make you think it's believable or whatever. Them and I think, what is it, Soho? I think them two are like cheap ticketing services. But a group of highly skilled threat actors known as scattered Lapsus hunters, infamous for past attacks on major companies like Salesforce, has set its sights on Zendesk. Security researchers discovered over 40 typo squatted domains, Zendesk.com, well, Zendesk, yeah, there we go, Zendesk, there we go, .com, registered by a group. Their objective, to trick customers, staff through social engineering and phishing, often bypassing MFA to gain access to the Zendesk corporate instance. A successful breach of a customer support platform like this is a major supply chain threat because tickets contain a gold mine of sensitive data, including customer PII and internal API keys. Yes, it does.
It sure do.
The attack shift focus from big internal systems to essential third-party customer support platforms like Zendesk, which holds huge amounts of customer data. The threat actors are using dozens of slightly misspelled domain names to trick help desk staff who are constantly handling links and tickets. The security advice here is simple. Train your help desk and IT support to be your first line of defense, as this attack relies entirely on social engineering and MFA fatigue. And I'm interested to see, you got these different tools that you can buy as part of your strategy to not get typo squatted, where they are monitoring any domain that looks similar to yours. Mm-hmm. And it's, I don't say instantly because you don't know when it scrapes it.
But that's always some advanced protection. Mm-hmm. Everybody wants to get the basic because the basic is cheap, but that's always going to be more bang for your buck. You're going to have to spend more money to get that type of intelligence.
Exactly. Let's see if there's anything else that's over here that... Yeah, that was the Salesloft drift breach and gain site. That's how they compromised them. So I'm going to pick up some stuff that's talking about here because social engineering defenses is all with the people. Remember, didn't you send me the person just clicking through the
yes,
the
through
thing?
that training, yes.
Yeah.
And it was, yes, literally.
So the biggest thing that I would talk about from a help desk standpoint is verification. Even if you get duped, you got to verify who you're talking to is who you're talking to. So implement strict identity verification protocols beyond standard questions, especially for privileged access requests.
Remember I talked about aliases?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's all.
Think about it. You the only one that's supposed to know the alias.
When we used to identify the people that work for TSA, it was their, I forgot, was it like their special, it was their name and then a special number that they had. They would tell us. Similar to anybody else, like your alias is, honestly, your SSO.
But it shouldn't be anything that's like tied to your identity that somebody can obviously figure out. To me, it should be something not too crazy, something you can remember, but something that's kind of like randomly generated.
Well, so like a lot of
like
things. So
456 PQ3.
So another thing is like we have a service with a vendor, and they send us an email saying, hey, this person works for you guys and reached out to us for information on blah, blah, blah. But we don't have them down as an authorized person. Are they authorized, or do we need to escalate this? We have to do some digging. The person was authorized, just not added to the list yet. But that's what you should always be asking. Hey, anytime somebody call in with some type of thing, even if you get duped, give me a second. Let me put you on hold. 1 second, please.
Yep.
Hey, are you guys suspecting the change, blah, 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 today? This should be something that's written in some type of change versus somebody just calling on the phone that needs something to be done. It should be procedures to make sure that nobody gets hacked. It tells them to conduct regular phishing and phishing simulations targeting both general employees and help desk personnel. I agree. And so now it's talking about how they should harden the SaaS platform security, restrict powerful permissions like API, enabled and manage connected apps to trusted administrators only, which I agree. Implement IP allow listing for user profiles and connected apps. That's easy to do. Deploy automated monitoring to detect anomalous downloads or suspicious API activity. Yep. And no forced phishing resistant MFA, using hardware security keys and regulatory audit connected apps, and revoke unused or suspicious OAuth tokens immediately. And yeah, the same thing we said, monitor for impersonating domains. So all in all, it's kind of standard run-of-the-mill stuff, but they work, how they typically do it is it's like it's not super, that's what I'm looking for, specific. It's like, since they said they had like 40 domains, they're just hoping to catch what they can catch.
40 ain't too bad. I mean, they could have a lot, like with the NTTA, all of them domains that was, it was.
Some of the toll stuff?
Yes, it was thousands.
Yeah. So they're just trying to see, because typically the domains will come up like instantly that day, and they're trying to get in and get out.
Yeah.
Because if they let them stand for too long,
yeah,
they're going to get caught. So that's why. They probably have more than 40. That's probably all they found.
Exactly. Yeah. Because that, like I said, it's a big number, but I would have assumed that there would have been more.
Right.
India pulls mandatory government app after privacy backlash. Did you hear about this one?
Mm-mm.
This one's crazy. So, when you peel the layers back in this scenario, it starts to look a little bit like surveillance. So this is one of those stories where if you're not paying attention, you might miss how serious it actually is, because it starts with one sentence that always makes cybersecurity spidey senses tingle. It's for your protection. So India announced that it was going to require all smartphone manufacturers to pre-install a government app called CyberShortieee. I don't know if I'm saying that right, on every phone sold in the country. So not recommended, not optional, but required. And not only that, the directive said that the app's features could not be disabled. Now, for the folks in the back, a government app baked into your phone that you cannot turn off. So obviously people were losing their minds, rightfully so. Now, to be clear, on paper, this app doesn't necessarily sound evil. It's being marketed as anti-theft protection, cyber fraud reporting, IMEI tracking to block any stolen phones. I low-key kind of like that. And according to the government, it's been downloaded about 14 million times, and it helps log around 2,000 fraud incidents a day. So there are some security benefits. It's not here to pretend that cybersecurity tools are bad just because, the government built them. That's not the issue. The issue here is consent, because security stops being security the moment you don't get a choice. You can't opt out. You don't know what data is being collected. You don't know who can see it. And you definitely can't turn it off. That's more of an access thing. So where things get messy is that government officials were publicly saying user can delete the app anytime, but the actual directive sent to manufacturers said the features must not be disabled or restricted. So which one is it? because in cybersecurity, we just talked about words matter. And so when the public message and the technical reality don't match, obviously that's a red flag. So after some intense backlash from privacy advocates, industry folks, and everyday users, the government backed off. They said, okay, it's voluntary now. Cool. Except the problem here is that they haven't issued official instructions to phone manufacturers confirming the reversal. So manufacturers are sitting there like, okay, are we doing this or not? And so that uncertainty it's pretty wild. Now, this shook people so badly because it wasn't just an app. It was system-level access, centralized IMEI databases, APIs that could allow companies to send device and customer data straight to the government, which obviously that's a ton of visibility. Invisibility without strict limits is how abuse happens, even if it's not intentional at first. So one detail that didn't get enough attention was that Apple didn't even participate in the working group for this initiative. So when a company that is notoriously tight about their OS level changes or control, when they say, yeah, basically we're good, you should probably ask why. So I want you to sit with this. Cybersecurity is about protecting users, minimizing risk, reducing harm. It's not about unlimited access. Security that can't be disabled, isn't transparent, and isn't clearly governed by law is not security. It's control that's being wrapped with good intentions. And we've seen over time and over that once that access exists, it rarely shrinks. So before anyone says, oh, that's just India, that could potentially set a global precedent. If one government can normalize mandatory undeletable apps for safety, other governments may watch that closely. And once it's normalized, that could potentially be spread about. And that's how we see kind of privacy erosion works. So security without choice is not security. If you can't turn it off, it's not for you. Cybersecurity should never require blind trust. Real protection is opt-in, transparent, and accountable. Would you be okay with a government app that you can't remove?
No.
Do you trust any government with that type of system level access?
Not at all.
I don't even trust.
Not at all.
Okay. I think that's crazy, and I'm glad that they reversed that because, like I just said, setting that precedent.
But how you gonna tell us you can delete it just for the tell me?
No, they can't. Exactly.
That's like,
no, for real.
I don't know what they talking
That's
about.
like you being a parent, you talking to your kids, like, oh yeah, we finna hang out. Then you like, nah, we finna go home.
Yeah. It's like, to me, like, it really spyware or for this.
It's absolutely
I wouldn't be
spyware.
surprised if
And
it's still on the phone. They just can't see it.
What have we talked about in the last year with these spyware companies? How awful their security is. Mm-hmm. So no.
That's crazy.
It's gonna be a no for me.
You just remind me of Randy Jackson.
Yeah.
It's gonna be a no.
It's gonna be a no for me. Yeah.
Man, it's Coupang. I think it's Coupang. That's how you pronounce it. It's like,
I would say Coupang, but
let's see.
Don't say
check.
what I say because it's probably not right. Coupang. I might know a little one too.
Yeah, Coupang. So it's South Korea's Amazon, pretty much.
Okay.
And fun fact, I actually interviewed with them like 4 or 5 years ago. Mm-hmm. They was paying some good money. At the time, I don't think I had the experience that they were looking for. But I felt the interview went over pretty decently. But South Korea's largest online retailer, Coupang, is dealing with the fallout of a catastrophic data breach that exposed the personal information of 33.7 million customers, roughly 2/3 of the country's population. The breach, which compromised customer names, emails, and addresses, has led to immediate resignation of CEO Park Dae-jun. Police investigation quickly determined the culprit was a former employee who retained access to Coupang's internal systems long after they had left the company, highlighting a major failure in identity and access management.
One more time.
Highlighting a big failure in identity and access management.
Identity is the backbone.
This is a classic case of inadequate offboarding. An employee who left the company in 2024 was still able to access and steal data, proving that revoking system access must be immediate and absolute. Absolutely. We do that on the regular.
Excuse me, a year ago?
Nobody ever checks. Hey, do this person still got access?
Well, they're clearly not. They don't have a good account lifecycle process in place.
Yeah, it should be immediate. Like get your whoever you got to get AD.
As soon as they have the conversation, boom.
AD security, IR, they should be working on the offboard. Like literally, that's what we work on. It's automated at this point.
And if you know they were going, there's even things you can set up to see what they're doing.
Yeah.
Before it's time for them to go.
They can get specialized monitoring.
Exactly.
But it's a bigger problem. Okay, cool. He didn't have access for a year. But how y'all wasn't catching what they was doing until it was too late?
Why wasn't it an anomaly or an alert to say this user ain't logged on?
And that's what I was talking about with the all external stuff.
Yeah.
Like it should have been external, like how they accessing this stuff. The breach impacted nearly 34 million people, underscoring the risk of centralized data and the responsibility of massive e-commerce platforms. The CEO resignation immediately following the police raid and leak investigation sets a precedent for C-suite accountability for major security flaws. That's crazy.
How many million? 34?
Yep, just about. Almost a whole
That's so nasty. Okay. Last but certainly not least for myself, I have new technology benefits NICU babies, families at MU Children's Hospital. So let's talk a little bit more about this. So this one is kind of near and dear to my heart. We talk about technology a lot. We talk about it being loud, invasive, stressful, overwhelming, but every now and then it does something soft, and this is one of those moments. So picture this, your baby is in the NICU, or worse, maybe your babies, plural. Premature, high risk, surrounded by machines, beeps, alarms, tubes, and you can't be there all the time. Not because you don't want to, but because life still exists outside of those hospital walls. Other kids, jobs, distance, exhaustion, survival. Now imagine the one thing your baby can hear is your voice. Now, there is a hospital, MU Children's Hospital, using something called Small Talk NICU Egg. It's literally a small egg-shaped device placed near a baby's crib. Parents record themselves talking, singing, reading books, saying comforting things, and that recording plays for the baby at a volume so low you almost can't hear it as an adult, but it's perfect for their tiny developing ears. The volume adjusts based on the baby's gestational age. The playback time is controlled and it shuts off automatically. So it isn't a set it and forget it. It is very intentional. One mom in the story had triplets. She talked about the guilt of leaving the NICU, that feeling like, what if they forget me? What if they don't know my voice? And she said that this device gave her back a sense of normalcy in a place where nothing obviously felt normal for her. And this is part of what kind of got me when I was reading this article, because it's not just about the babies, it's also about the parents' mental health as well. NICU parents carry a ton of anxiety, fear, guilt, sometimes feeling powerlessness to the situation. And sometimes the hardest part isn't those machines, it's feeling disconnected from your child. And so this obviously is not fixing everything, but it does give parents something back, which is that connection, that relief, and that presence. Sometimes that's enough to just kind of get through the next hour or the next day. So from a development standpoint, it matters too. Babies born early don't have fully developed auditory systems yet. They're struggling to self-soothe, and they can't regulate stimulation in the same way. So having that familiar voice repeatedly, safely will help them build up that tolerance and that recognition and comfort. And that voice becomes their anchor. So the recordings are HIPAA compliant. Staff does control playback and the data is protected. And this is how medical technology should be built. Not flashy, not invasive, not reckless, but careful, respectful, and human. The hospital has only 7 of these devices, around 45 NICU beds. So not every family gets one, but that does open up, obviously, a bigger conversation for access funding and all that great stuff. But what I kind of took away was sometimes showing up doesn't look like needing to be physically present. Sometimes it looks like your voice, your words, your love, finding a way through technology. And if you're a parent going through something heavy right now, or honestly, if you're just trying to get through, one moment at a time, just remember you can get through that minute. You can get through that minute. You can get through the next one too. Your presence matter, even if it sounds like a whisper through an egg. I thought that was cute.
Yeah, that's one of those things too where technology advances are going in the right trend
Exactly. Yeah.
for parents. And
I can just imagine.
Yeah,
you
I've
know.
never had any of my kids be in the NICU, but it would definitely suck if they could mute.
Every kid that I know that has been in NICU has been in the NICU for an extended period of time.
Yeah.
And it always weighs heavy on the parent, like I said.
Yeah. Exactly. It does. And what's funny is now that that's made me think about like how much more security that they use on the floor where the kids are born.
Mm-hmm.
Who are you? You know, because think about it.
They're not playing that.
People still babies.
I was just going to say, and that the different hospitals have different systems in place. You know, the bracelet that matches the mom, or if you go too far away, it'll.
I had my bracelet.
Clock it.
You know, here you are. This is my stuff.
Yeah.
And like
because people really do.
Because see, they don't really put the babies in the NICU like that. Like talking about
like how they used to do in the
NICU.
movies.
I'm sorry,
nursery. Nurseries like they used to.
The nurses will just come get them.
But I think all of these babies being stolen and kids getting mixed up and all of that foolishness. Yeah.
The family business.
Because remember in the not Baby Boy.
I'm telling you,
Big Mama. What's the movie? Soul Food. Remember when the baby was born, but they were in the nursery.
Big Mama.
Soul Food.
I don't remember that.
Soul Food. It was a baby born.
I don't remember the baby. Who was born? Who baby?
The Makai's little sister or something.
Okay.
Yeah. But it was a nursery. It was.
I know Rugrats was in the nursery.
Same idea. You see how chaotic that got.
On the family business, Paris and Rio, people thought they was twins for the longest, but they triplets. The nurse stole one of the triplets while Chippy was like unconscious pretty much, like just delivering the other two.
That's insane.
He was raised for years not knowing he was a Duncan.
That's insane. Yeah. What season is that?
It happens, you find out about him on season 5. I forgot which book it is, but like he has a different name. Like most outside of Junior, you know, all the Duncans are named the cities: Vegas, Paris, Orlando, Rio. And the triplet's name is Roman. So kinda in a thing, but not really. But yeah, man, I don't know, poor babies. Let's see.
I think we ate it up.
No, we still got the AT&T.
Oh, yeah, that's the last one.
AT&T CEO John. He is Stanky.
I told you that. I wasn't being funny.
John Stanky addressed the fallout from his controversial viral August 2025 memo, which told employees to embrace the company's new strict 5-day return to office mandate and its market-based culture or find work elsewhere. Stanky stated that the blunt memo itself was not the mistake. Instead, he told attendees of the summit that his real era was moving too slowly on cultural evolution. Delaying the prioritization of these tough changes, he defended the memo as necessary air cover for leaders to finally execute the cultural shift needed to keep the telecom giant competitive. Oops. I'm still getting used to this thing. It slid all my stuff off. So he said the mistake clarified. Stanky claims the viral content was a distraction. The true mistake was delaying the cultural reset that he says was necessary for the company's survival. Loyalty is dead. The memo cemented AT&T's move away from rewarding loyalty and tenure, replacing it with a market-based culture focused strictly on performance and capability. And yeah, AI is the next mandate and leadership air cover. But
I'm not mad at that because you do need to have good culture.
I agree, but I think, like I said, so this goes back into if they want people to come in 5 days, but some of them weren't making the money to go stay in downtown Dallas. So that's the thing. It's like you already got to be up there enough. That's why when I interviewed with them, I was like, I don't really care. Y'all not paying that much more for me to care enough to want to come into office.
You need to find a Disney quote since we talked about Disney.
A Disney quote? I mean, what you mean? Like the Walt Disney, or are you talking about
just any Disney quote to end the note on?
Then you say keep on swimming?
Well, no, a different one. Don't try to steal me. That's mine.
I'll make a man out of you. I don't know.
You gotta look one up.
Mulan.
I have a good one.
Use it.
Okay. When it's time.
It's always a good time.
So go?
Yeah.
Okay. My quote is by Winnie the Pooh. You're braver than you believe, stronger than you seem, and smarter than you think. Love CyberShortieee.
My stuff is always funny stuff. It's like, if I take one of your antennas and kick across the yard, who the loser? Me or you?
Okay. I wasn't thinking about that.
I think about Mushu.
What movie is that?
Mulan. That's Mushu talking to the cricket.
Is Ants a Disney movie?
You think about Bug's Life. Bug's Life is Disney Pixar.
That's what I was thinking about. Remember when they used to have bloopers?
Yeah.
We don't even get them no more.
Or you could do Hoes.
Digging up on hoes.
That's gonna be one of the other ones. Hey, tell me you're a millennial without telling me. It's gonna be that. The American Dragon, Jake Long.
I'm looking up one from Hoes right now.
I'm tired of digging hoes, granddaddy.
I was actually thinking about, I'm tired, Grandpa.
Two shoes, two tokens in hand. Got no respect because I'm the new man.
Oh, I don't like
Got my shovel, shoes full of sand. Check out the tags, the name.
What's your favorite Disney
man.
movie?
La da 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 da.
If you don't have one, top 3.
It's too many. I don't know if I got like a favorite one because they would have to be broken down out of like
Different
animated
categories.
and
Yeah.
If I was to go,
I'm gonna say
Goofy
Cinderella,
movie.
the black one.
I'm gonna say Goofy movie.
Cinderella first, and then I'm not gonna lie, High School Musical.
For me,
Wow, Cats in the House.
I never watched it.
Don't quit fronting.
I
Yes,
did.
you did.
I promise you.
I don't believe you.
The last-
Everybody, you didn't watch the first one.
No,
You are lying.
I promise to God.
I don't believe you.
What year it came out?
Let me see.
The last stuff I watched on Disney, movies wise, was
Well, you know what? You older than me.
just a couple of years.
So that's
I
probably
think it came
why.
out when I was in high school, but that wasn't. I wasn't trying to see Zac Efron and all them, and Corbin Blue. The last
You wasn't watching the premiere.
no, I promise you. The last stuff I really watched movie wise, because Disney went crazy once time about the movies.
2006.
Yeah,
I was in elementary school.
No, you wasn't.
Yes, I
In
was.
06?
Yes.
I was a freshman in
Wait,
high school.
wait.
You wasn't not no.
Yes, I was.
I'm 2 years ahead of you. How you was in elementary?
I was in elementary school. I was in 6th grade, I think.
No, you was not.
I'm pretty sure I was.
In 06, I was
Yes.
going to
Because
ninth
my
grade.
sister was born in 05, and I was in the 5th grade then.
I was going to ninth grade in 06.
The math is not math.
I graduated in 2010.
That's why. I'm right.
How? How you could have been in?
I graduated in 2012.
Exactly. So how were you in elementary if I was in high
I
school?
was-
You should have been like 6th grade or something.
I said 6th grade.
That's not elementary.
It was when we was in school.
That's middle school.
Today.
It was middle school back then too.
No, not for me. 6th grade was still elementary school.
No,
Ours was only 7th and 8th.
nah, for me it was like
And then they switched it.
What was it? Eddie's Cook Off, Life is Rough with Corey. Like that was like the last set of movies like that. And Cheetah Girls that came out before that.
Oh, yeah. Put that on the list, too.
Going to the Mat. So like them movies, like
So you used to watch the
original.
what was the basketball one? With the tall girls.
I ain't watched that.
Double point, true
I
point,
know you're talking
something.
about. Yeah, with the twins. Yeah, that. Luck of the Irish was fire.
Luck of the Irish 8 down.
Luck of Heart. Smart House.
Smart House
was
8
good.
down. Xenon.
Brink, Xenon, Lizzie McGuire. Like you said, you had hoes. It was they had their little run. Now
I'm still not believing you didn't watch High School Musical.
I didn't. Animated though.
Ever?
Cars is in my top 5.
Not in mine. I can't stand
I love
Cars.
Cars.
It's good comedy, but it's boring to me.
The first one was fire.
I'm gonna go.
Doom 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 doom. Oh yeah.
I'm gonna
Lightning
go.
McQueen, baby. I am fast.
I like the old ones.
Speed.
Lady and the
Speed.
Tramp.
I can see that. Lady and Tramp, Aristocats. I don't know if you ever seen that.
I like anything Mickey Mouse.
You should play Kingdom Hearts. Now, let me get to SHRM lawsuit for TikTok.
Imagine you are the largest HR organization in the world with leading experts on dealing with discrimination at work.
That's what I
And
was
then
talking about.
you get sued for racial discrimination and get your ass kicked. Ass kicked. The crazy thing is, that's not even the worst thing that happened in this case. You will not believe what came out during trial. This all started in 2022 when an employee at the Society for Human Resource Management, or SHRM, complained about racial discrimination. Now, here's the kicker. These experts on HR, the guy they assigned to investigate her complaint, it was his first time ever doing that. He'd never done it before. You are the global experts in human resources, and the guy you put on this had never done it before? Are you kidding? Oh, but it gets worse. It gets so much worse. Remember, these are supposed to be the global experts in HR, and they charge organizations a fortune to teach them how to deal with race discrimination claims. They wanted the judge to hide evidence of their expertise from the jury. The audacity. And the judge said, no way, Jose. You're the experts. You should be held to a higher standard. Oh, and a higher standard was held. $1.5 million compensatory damages. $10 million punitive damages. That's $11.5 million. And if you think SHRM learned a lesson from this, you obviously haven't dealt with enough HR organizations. They said this claim has no merit, today's decision doesn't reflect the facts, and they vowed to continue fighting any way they can. No. You already look so bad. You got your ass kicked in court. You're supposed to be the experts. You botched the investigation. You tried to hide the fact that you're experts, and now you issue this statement that you've obviously learned nothing. Like, who's your PR guy? It just goes to show that HR is not on your side. They're going to back the company, right or wrong. Imagine.
That's facts.
Clock it.
But yeah,
Them still arguing after the fact is crazy. It's crazy. I'm looking at some stuff about that.
yeah. So I'll just read a little bit AI overview. Society for Human Resource Management, like he says, the world's largest HR professional organization, providing resources, certifications like SHRM, CP, that's SCP, advocacy and networking to HR professionals globally, aiming to build better workplaces where people and businesses thrive together. SHRM can also refer to strategic human resources management, a business approach aligning HR practices with overall company goals to gain a competitive advantage through talent management, development, and strategic workforce planning. SHRM heads.
Shame on you.
But yeah, it's crazy when the thing that you are supposed to be so professional is unprofessional. I definitely be like,
10 million in punitive.
I'll be like, nephew, I know I was tight as hell when I got a little money, I want to move out the hood. But when I got my check, I was gone.
Okay.
I'm the only person that paid cash for their house around here.
That was a big one.
Yeah, man. Well, you won't ever tell me nothing. When you talking about, I don't know who you're supposed to call when you get the money. Speaking of, so there was a, okay. Let's change the situation before we go into the next TikTok. You hit the lottery and you win $5 million. Do you take the $5 million or are you going to take payments of $2,000 a week?
Give me that $5 million.
There you go.
Go ahead and tax it out.
Yeah, a lot of people don't know there's a thing called the time value of money. So they don't realize the money that you get today is worth more than money you get tomorrow. Mm-hmm. And so if you take that money, you can most people playing a lotto not going to invest the money, but in a proper scenario, you would invest the money, so you would keep on making someday that 2 weeks. Yeah. And you could buy something we didn't talk about earlier was like, and people overlook this, but people don't think about buying boring businesses or investing in small businesses that need money. Laundromats, car washes. Mm-hmm. Always make money.
We've been watching Breaking Bad.
No, stuff that comes up on my TikTok. So laundromats, car washes. If you want to invest in somebody, if they got like a lawn service.
That's a good one.
You say, hey.
Buy them some equipment.
Let me own 30% and just give me this. And, it's good. Y'all got money. I got money. It's a win-win for you if you need new equipment or something. So it is different ways to do it, but people don't kind of think of that. We kind of reinvent the wheel when we think about stuff. This one was a cool one. So there was, I'll let the video go, I'm going to pause it, but. So the tweet at the top is I forgot who posted it, but it was like, telling people to pay for certifications in this economy on a $70K salary is tone deaf, and I felt like that's like the dumbest thing I've ever seen.
Was this on Twitter?
Yeah,
I seen that.
but here's a video.
Good morning. I want to have a conversation with y'all about this tweet. You tell me how you feel, and I'm going to tell you how I feel. I'm going to tell you straight up, pay for that certification. If there's a job you want that requires for you to have a certain certification, I don't give a fuck how you get there. Get the certification. If you are tired of living at 30,000, 40,000, 50,000, 60,000, 70,000, and the job you want in tech will guarantee you the starting pay is between 90,000 and 150,000, and that is what you want to do. That is the job you want. That is the market that you want to be in. Pay for the certification. It will not harm you. A lot of us aren't willing to take sacrifices to get things that we want, but in this industry, I feel like you have to take a sacrifice. You have to jump out on the ledge. You have to just do it. That means not going out for the month. That means not paying for that extra bottle of liquor this month, getting those extra pair of shoes. Certifications, entry level can cost you $100, and some of the higher certifications could run you up to $1,000. Don't make a difference. If you're making $70,000 today, you need to be putting aside $500 to pay for the exam that you want, and allowing that $500 to be your net that you can lose. Because if you have Security Plus and all of the jobs that you want require you to have CISSP, you probably need to go get CISSP. If they require you to have CAS Plus, you probably need to go get CAS Plus. If they require you to have PMP, you probably need to go get PMP. I don't give a fuck what your salary is now. If it's going to take you a year to save the money, get the certification that you need. Get the money. However, sacrifice. But you got to get to that point some way, somehow. Do what you need.
I think he just started yapping at the end.
I think he ate.
He did, but then he just started talking.
Yeah. I think there are people who are in positions where it is going to be difficult for them to save up money. It's going to take them a while.
When there's
That's not that it's going to be, but we are full of excuses. And just like if you know your mama birthday coming up and you finna go spend that whatever it is, like we have to be strategic and mindful of what we actually are spending our money on. And if you want to advance your career, you're going to have to put some money on it or find some way for you to get these certifications for free. Apply for scholarships and waivers and vouchers and things like that. Take advantage of you being a college student or a recent grad or whatever it may be. But I think we do come up with a lot of excuses as to why we can't pay for I don't even know how much Security Plus is. It's like $350?
Yeah.
Okay, we can come up with a million reasons why we can't.
I don't have no type of understanding for people because when through the breaks of school,
I pay for my own Security Plus
Yeah.
out my pocket.
through the breaks of school, when I was not at Tech, LA Tech, for y'all that don't know, I went to LA Tech. That summer of 2013, I paid for my Sec Plus, and I was only making $7.75.
Oh, I was making $20 an hour. So bye.
And I was smart though. Now this is why I knew. I saved like a big chunk of whatever refund I got for that last quarter because I said I'm gonna need this money for something. But
you didn't know what it was, but you knew you was gonna need it.
So because I wasn't gonna be able to save up really the $300. I could have, but it was tough.
It was gonna take you a while.
Because I remember I did my first year of college 2010 through 2011. And so the following summer, going into the fall of 2011.
So when did you get it?
I got my Sec Plus in 2013.
Yeah, you ate me up. I got mine in 2021.
But
so what exam was that for you? 1?
301, I think.
Yeah. I took the 601.
Yeah, it was a long time ago. But
no, 5.
But like back then it was tough for me to start $300 for a TV. Could you imagine a little 40-inch back then was like $3 something?
Yeah.
A Vizio?
Yeah.
because I had bought all my stuff there, but I was putting money away. Okay, I know I need this. I'm looking at TV every day in the electronics. I want that one.
You gotta make sacrifices. You do. You're not eating out.
And you're
not eating out.
And these people don't even know.
You're not hanging out.
There's so many different organizations that will give you a voucher or something
Yeah.
for this, and these people don't care.
Mm-hmm.
But the fact they said 70K, like 70K was a person that couldn't afford getting the certification was stupid.
Yeah.
That you should have tried to use a lower number, but people make time for what they make time for. You see these kids with all type of shoes on and all this other stuff that y'all buy that they don't need.
Mm-hmm.
When they come to invest in yourself, you want something for free or a handout. I see
Yeah.
it all the time.
For sure.
And you'll see the same people that need help keep on needing help because they don't want to invest in themselves.
I was just about to say, Kiara had wrote an article or she tweeted or something about how important it is for you. You're not about to keep getting game for free. You're going to have to decide what you're going to invest in to stay in the know with the people that are in the know. Whether that's the Substack, whether that's career coaching, whether that is whatever it may be. But you're going to have to start paying to be able to get some of this game.
Yeah, I don't think if anybody noticed, it's not an abundance of how to do this and get into tech or whatever content that's being made as much as it used to be.
It's not.
All that is on X somewhere. Go find it. But now people is shifting to the people that's already here and who values what they say, and it can be a transaction that meets both expectations.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Because people don't respect free.
Please, people don't. People are so entitled when things are free.
They don't respect free at all. So I don't know. Get your certification any way you can. If you got $50 a check that you can just put towards it, shoot. You may be, and here's the other thing, these people may have jobs that may even support them getting the certification.
Question, because you pay for yours out of your pocket, how did you approach it and how did you feel going into it?
Back then, I just got the book from Barnes & Noble, and it came with a CD, but my laptop didn't work for like CD drive, so I couldn't get to do any of the labs. And every day when I got home from work, I said I'm going to read, I finished the book in a week. So I either read 50 or 100 pages of that book. So I finished the book in a week. And then after that, I just started doing my online test. Mm-hmm. And so I was like, I had a goal of saying I need to make 90 whatever on all these tests every time I take it in order to be ready for it. And so I ended up having to push it back a couple of weeks just so I can make sure I pass. I'm like, I ain't got no more money to take this thing.
No, that's why I'm asking. That's why I'm asking, because I think that's another thing too. I think that when you have to put forth the money, when it takes you some time to work to get that money for that certification,
mm-hmm.
this is all you got. Because who got 6 something now? Because you didn't pass. You take it a lot more seriously. You approach it differently. Just like you said, I need a little bit more time. I might need to push it back. But I think it hits differently when it's coming out of your pocket, especially when you're not maybe in the strongest position financially.
Yeah, for sure.
Because mine was not only did I pay for it, it was also a part of my 90-day plan with my internship. Like, my manager was like, oh, you're going to get that in 90.
No. And I probably can find it, if I can find it with my emails. They almost tried to play me on let me reschedule Pearson View. I had luckily screenshotted my history that showed I changed the time to take it on this date, but for whatever reason, it didn't go through. And I had to go back and forth with them and say, listen, dog, I ain't got no extra $300 to be paying y'all. I rescheduled this the right way. Something happened where it didn't go through, but this is, you can see right here on the history, I went there. And they rescheduled it for me. Yeah. I was like, bro.
I was worried about, so obviously the money, right? But I was also worried about looking like a clown.
Why?
Because this was a part of my 90-day plan, and who don't want to meet your first 90 days of what's required of you? Mm-hmm. So for me, I'm like, oh yeah, this your moment. This your moment. Show them what you made of, or get out the way.
Yeah. I think you would have did good regardless. I don't think you had to feel like a clown because in fact you was putting yourself in a better position than most.
Well, I'm saying I would have felt like one if I wouldn't have did well.
Got you.
Like if I would have had to come back, pay for it, and then tell my employer, well, I didn't get it this time. I'm going to reschedule it for whenever. Which is why you need to give yourself enough time. If they tell you got 90 days, why are you scheduling the exam at the 80-day mark?
No, you're right.
Unless you just like that.
If you like that. Last one I found, and I thought was pretty cool. I titled it, and I know I titled it Millennials Are the GOAT, but it was Millennials
One
were,
thing millennials don't get enough
it was millennials who were built for seeing the future.
credit for is this. You are the generation that sees everything. The patterns, the trends, the emotional undercurrents, the fallout before it happens, and the future that nobody else is prepared for. But here's the problem. Nobody taught you how to turn that off. You grew up scanning the world because you had to. You were the generation that watched the adults lose control while pretending everything was fine. So your system just adapted. You became early warning radar for everyone around you. You learned to anticipate, to absorb, to predict, and you're excellent at it. But constant perception comes with a cost. Here are the 3 signs your system is overloaded from seeing way too much. Number 1, you feel responsible for correcting problems you didn't create because you saw them coming the whole time. And part of you believes that if you can see it, you should fix it.
I don't.
Number 2, you mistake emotional foresight for emotional obligation. Just because you can sense how someone will react doesn't mean you owe them the management of it. And number 3,
girl.
your intuition never learned how to stand down. It's always on, it's always scanning, it's always predicting, which means your system never gets real rest. And here's the truth. Your ability to see the whole field is not the problem. The problem is that you were never taught how to use that gift without burning yourself out. Nobody taught you that perception needs boundaries. Nobody taught you that seeing the pattern doesn't mean holding the pattern. And nobody taught you that foresight isn't fate, it's information. Once you learn how to regulate your system, your sight becomes a tool instead of a burden, because the goal was never to turn it off. It was to stop letting it run your entire nervous system. Millennials were built to see the future. You were just never shown how to live in the present without carrying it.
She ate
Facts.
down.
Thanks. Let's see if I can find one.
Snap, 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 snap. Like we had in poetry.
Let me see if I can find it. I might have to make one on AI or something. Okay. Let me see if he got it.
Come on, if you just thank God for a new year, why don't you just...
It's a big man right there. Man, I was trying to find it. When it's like, they would start preaching, then the organ come over there. And then, because the musician's objective is, hey, man, we finna get these people to shout. We trying to go home.
I'm screaming.
For real. Man, especially during football time, people ain't trying to stay at church all day.
I actually love when they start on the organ. As soon as that's how you know it's they about to wrap it up. When the preacher preaching and they start emphasizing on his points.
My uncle was my pastor, so like we had certain songs that we could play. And he'll look back, he'll figure out if he gonna sing it or not, and then if you can get him to what's called, then he'll still preach after that. But it just be like, oh, we finna make him sing today or something like that, like the fun stuff. But 197. Hopefully we get to do 198 next week. That gives us 2 in January. 9 times out of 10.
Yeah.
And probably those 2 will be live. Like, guys, we're looking to probably shoot these live on, like, Sunday or something. And that'll be super dope.
Yeah. But what are we doing?
We don't know.
It's tomorrow. We need to figure out.
The people have not given us enough things to, like, what we should do.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know, are we trying to have fun? Or are we just trying to sit down and eat?
We're doing both.
Like,
all of it.
That's
both
what I'm trying to see. Like,
both of them.
I mean, we can go to the colony. I mean,
we should definitely do. It's giving karaoke, cute card game, funny scenario meets food.
Because they got stuff there. They got stuff right there. They got stuff really everywhere.
The games that we had sent the other day, those would be some fun games to play.
We should do the rhythm game. You seen that in the rhythm game? Like, say the word on beat.
Yeah. Like, what was that? Like the game we used to play, Let's Play. Concentration.
I think
repeats
I played that.
Or
I never played that,
hesitation.
but I know a variant of that game. I used to play a game called Zoomy Zoomy. You just do a clap, and then every time somebody says Zoomy Zoomy, the beat would get faster.
Oh, yeah.
And you like had your number. So, like, if it was me, you was playing, you'd be Zoomy Zoomy. Well, somebody would be Zoomy Zoomy, then be number 1, number 2. So you have to remember whoever number and say your number and then somebody else's number and to keep it going. But if you don't remember a number, you can say like 1 zoomy, and then the beat goes. So it can go. But then you can say zoomy.
I feel like I've seen somebody play. Yes, I feel like I've seen this.
Yeah. And so,
but that's how concentration ends up going because you start moving.
That's what I'm saying.
faster.
I know there's a variation of that, but no, it's like you say they give you a beat, and so like let's say you have 4 dogs on there, so the beat would be like dog. Then this went dog, cat, cat, and then it would. I have to show it to you because it actually do get
difficult.
Quickly with the words. Like when they start putting multiple pictures on there and they have different words, and you try to figure out how I'm gonna say it. And then your mind is trying to predict the next thing instead of just reacting to what's there because you're trying to say it on beat. So
you know what I used to struggle with? Do you remember that? It used to be like a card, and it used to be like, say the color, not the word.
I don't remember that.
Like, so let's say the color is red, but it's in purple. Say the color, don't read the word, which is easy for a kid who can't read. You know what I mean? Because as adults, you're trying to read.
I'm done. I'm mad I can't find this joke, man. The dude was in class or something like that, and he said, what did somebody say to the hot dog? And then that man said, "Your hot dog?" Cause it was something stupid. And I'm like, I'm dead. Oh man. But guys, I appreciate you for tuning in with us. If you like this episode, please share it out. There'll be like some donation links if you want to donate to the studio and get us some more stuff. Please do. If you want to come in town and kick it with us in January, the more the merrier. Yeah, and if we don't see y'all again, happy holidays and happy New Year.
Happy holidays, happy New Year.
And we out.